Many of you might not know this, but Kevin and I built most of our wealth in the last recession cycle of 2008. So I want to go through the 4 different stages of a market cycle and help you figure out where we are at today. As always, guys, I'm the Flipping Landlord Ninja, and we are Two Guys Take on Real Estate.
Two Guys Take on Real Estate.
So I know this looks like we start here with recovery, but this is actually cyclical. But starting with recovery, this is when we're going to see lower occupancy. So we might see rents depreciating. We might see vacancy increasing, as well as we're going to see low new construction. So if not, no new construction. Once we move into expansion, that's when we'll start seeing an increase in permits. We'll start seeing rents rising a little bit. And we'll also start seeing new construction kind of ramping up a lot more. Where we see then hyper supply, this is where basically we're seeing massive amounts of demand, supply can't catch up, generally starts catching up maybe near the end where it's just, there's just so much new construction, rents are going through the roof. That's kind of where I'm feeling we are roughly right now, that apex of the hyper supply market. And I think next we're going to start seeing what's the recession period. And that's where we start seeing possibly rents starting to go down. And we even saw that in after 2008 for a couple of years. Kevin and I saw rents actually decrease. If you look at the fair market rent in HUD, and you can kind of look in the back last years, you saw rents actually go down. So that's something to really be mindful. If you're buying right now here at the peak and you're expecting, oh, I can raise rents, oh, rents are going through the roof. And we might still see rents go up for a while, but there is a potential if it can actually go down. So banking on and buying on pro forma data is unsafe right now. Right now, I'd focus on cash flow. That is cash flow day one, once you purchase the property. Maybe have some other form of value adds, but be very careful with basing it your return on the actual pro forma data. All right. And then once you start seeing this is where we'll start seeing new construction taper off. We'll start seeing people, basically supply increasing. We might see supply increasing by foreclosures. We saw a lot of short sales last time. Kevin and I bought a lot of stuff. So this right here is around the end of 2007, where Kevin and I were buying like crazy all the way where it bottomed out roughly around 2012. But we were buying all throughout there, buying through short sales. We were buying basically any foreclosure REO property we could acquire. And so this might be a really great time where you can basically buy really cheap or cheaper than when the next market cycle comes back. Like I said, it's all cyclical, and then we get back into recovery phase. Now, the typical real estate cycle is generally 8 to 12 years. So obviously, if you look at the 2007-ish being the end to 2008, where the last cycle ended at the hypersupply, and now kind of coming back to the thing, we've well over the general, on average, 12-year cycle. So therefore, there is a potential that the recession and recovery phase might be a lot longer this time, just given the fact that we've actually seen such an extension of this. So there might be another extension on the way back. So be prepared that we might take a much longer, instead of 8 to 12 years to get back up to the top. It might maybe take another 15 years. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did. So this is kind of what we're seeing. Once again, Kevin and I feel we're right here. This is why we are building lines of credit. We're making sure we have a good amount of capital, making sure we have a good amount of reserves. And the properties that we are purchasing now are very good cash flowing properties that cash flow from day one. We're also looking to expand and get into more commercial, industrial properties. So we're kind of diversifying within real estate so that we're not just focused on residential, that we kind of have a little bit broader range of our rental portfolio. I hope this is helpful on your path to wealth. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out this video that YouTube's recommending to you. Thanks a lot, guys.